Good morning. You already knew they was gonna come with a plan to try to attack you. You already knew that the only destiny that they had was to try to steal yours. They wanted to swap your destiny so bad. They wanted to figure out how you constantly kept figuring out how to survive. And not only just survive, but thrive. They want to figure out how you're so happy, how you're so joyous, how you can make it through all trials and tribulations and continuously get up and say, no, I need more. I'm getting more. I'm pursuing more. You guys don't realize all you have to do is look within yourself. You have all the tools that you need. You have all the tools, the necessities, the mindset, the resources, all of that. You have all of those skills. You have to really look into it and take an account of what you haven't already been doing. Because the things that you have been leaving behind is the very thing that is to take you forward. If you knew you were working on something and you never finished it, how can you even say if it was for you if you never even went to the next level? See, in life, you're going to constantly go to the next level. You're going to constantly move up. But on the upper level is an upper force, an upper greatness against you that don't want to see you at your best. And sometimes that's yourself. So sometimes you need to sit back and analyze, am I really using all of my tools? Am I really being my best self to my best ability? Am I really, really putting my best foot forward? Or am I just doing this thing just to do it for somebody else's reaction, viewpoint, and opinion? Am I really thriving because this is what I love to do? Am I really stopping to do what I love because I lost myself so much that I need to start back and do those same things that I stopped doing so I can refine myself, so I can refine my footprint, so I can refine? I'm talking about refined, but it's saying refine. Okay? You need to go back so you can refine. It's okay to edit things. It's okay to start over. It's okay to start from the rough draft. That's how come you have a rough draft, you have a polished draft, and you have an outline, then you have the essay or the assignment. There's different levels to it. You can't expect to be your best self if you constantly putting yourself in low circumstances and people that's not even using their full brain to the full capacity. You can't even think outside of the box that you putting yourself inside of. So now you got to think outside of that box, which is a square. So now you got to get out this square and you got to stop being square and stop hanging around squares. So that way you could be a whole full-length circle that's going in a rotation full of multiplying, full of self-improvement, self-motivation, self-love, abundance. So you can get all of these things and most importantly, peace. You have to stop surrounding yourself by chaotic people's chaotic things. You know you're not supposed to be doing that thing because it's bad for your body. You know you're not supposed to hang around these people because this is all they care about. This is what they wake up. I just seen something where sometimes you're not meant to wake up people because it wasn't in their destiny. They didn't have a bigger goal. But when you have a bigger goal, when you have things that you're trying to establish, when you have things that you're trying to figure out, you got to really sit back and take into account, what have I done to prevent myself? Because sometimes we prevent ourselves by pouring into relationships that don't matter at all. Family relationships, sometimes you going a little too bit overboard for Auntie Susan and cousin Millie Mae and Ashley and them. Okay? Sometimes you're going overboard. Sometimes you're not meant to put on no cape and save nobody, because who's going to come put that cape on and save you? You got to understand discernment. And you got to understand when somebody needs to learn their own lesson, because most of the times that people go through things is because of their own lesson. Just like you are learning the lesson of never quitting on yourself. Just like you are learning the lessons to keep the tools that you are already equipped with and to always remember to polish them and to go back and look back at what you did, because you can't you're not supposed to look back, right? Because you're a pillar of salt. But what I'm saying, you'll turn into a pillar of salt. What I'm saying is you want to look back at how far you come, because God and the circumstances and things in the life will really reach out and show you, like, whoa, look how far you came this year. Around this time you was in this position, now you in this position this time. What did you do differently? Sometimes you got to look between the timelines and you got to say, I did this differently. That's how come I was able to alchemize this in timeline, jump into, quantum leap into this part of my life. But then I had backtracked and I started hanging out with these people. So now I could see where I fell off again. Because I didn't have my mind right and I didn't use the tools that I was equipped with, or the skills or the talents. See, people can learn skills. You can have a talent and be natural and have a natural ability at it. But if you use those tools to get those skills, then you can end up having a skillful, it won't be a talent, but it will be just as good as that talent. Sometimes we just drop things and leave the situation dead. Everything don't need a revival, but you know if it needs a revival, if at one point it revived you and it poured life into you, and then something overcame you so much that you believe that you don't need this thing anymore because you allowed the access chaos to come in and fill that love with chaos. So now you're abandoning your love because it's surrounded by so much chaos, and you're just like, all I needed was peace so that I could continuously feel peace through the thing that was giving me peace. If you have a craft, crocheting, candle making, any of those things, and you just suddenly stopped because of whatever life situation threw at you, and you didn't even understand that it was hindering you and your crafts and your talents, it's not because you just needed to stop and you needed to give up. It's because you needed to keep going. Those things came in to throw you off your square. And that's what everything is going to come do. It's going to come to throw you off your square like the big bad wolf. I'm going to huff and puff and blow your house down. Are you going to let this wolf win? When you already know you got the straw, you got the brick house. Come on, little piggies. We got 3 options. It was the straw, it was the brick, and I think it was the hay. Why we haven't been used bricks? Why we ain't been coming together and say, hey, this wolf gonna come. I know this hay ain't go where our ancestors been got gobbled up. We need to utilize these tools that we got and these resources that we got. And we need to huddle up and we need to build this up faster. By the time this skinny wolf come down and get ready to fill his lungs up with air, he's going to come and try to take down everything that we built. He's going to come to kill, steal, and destroy. So we need to be ready and we need to be prepared right now. We need to build up everything inside of us. Get that, I don't even know the feeling that y'all use for bricks. To lay the bricks. Slap that on the brick. Get to slapping it. He can't blow this down. He can't push this down. It can't be shaken. It can't be disturbed. Because now I just use my skills and what I was equipped with, and I maximize it for my safety and for the best of me. Because I love me and I didn't play the first time. I never played. So that's where you need to get to a point where you refine your life and your decisions. And if you're going to use those tools. Because don't play. They're there for your safety. Not others' safety. They already have different tools. You are an asset in the tool in yourself. So you need to figure out what do you have to keep you covered. To keep you protected. To keep you going and to keep you motivated. And good morning, this is Gigi with the Gems. And bye. Have a good day.